Hi, it's December 17th. It's funny, I know the date every day. I know, but I forget it. As soon as I get home, look at my hair, it's ridiculous. It's just like, I learned what, I'd watched in another crime show, what a widow's peak is. A widow's peak is the hair goes like this in the middle, but a cowslick is when your hair goes like this. Like that, and it doesn't go down. Look at that. It just, if you do like this against the current, you see what I mean? Like, it doesn't go down. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I look like shit, I know. But I'm a little buzzed because I had, like, drank a beer. So it's nice. And I bought this new lighter. I saw it and I was like, oh, it's really nice. It's a khamsa, but it's very pretty. What? Anyhow, I got home and my house stunk really bad, and my litter was the food for the cats was empty, so it looks like they ate, which is a good thing. And the water they managed to tip over as always, so the whole floor was wet. And I had to like dry it up and clean it up, you know? Isn't that funny? Now, if you put it like this, and it's... Oh, look, it's staying down. But if you put it like that, it pops up. Not Widow's Peak. Widow's Peak is this, and the other thing, which is cowslick, is this. I get it from my mother. Anyhow, so I was a little depressed the other day, right? A little lonely. So I was like, you know what? I remember when I was a child and I was feeling the same way, that what I would do is read. I would read really good books. So I said to myself, and it would make me feel like better and in a different world. I feel like books help me survive the hardest times, you know? So I said, you know what? Why not read right now? Why not read right now, you know? And it helps you be intellectual, right? It's good to read, and it takes you out of your current situation, like your brain. Like a lot of prisoners in jail, they read books because it makes them, it helps them be, it takes them out of the prison walls to a different existence, you know? So I have like a box of books which I bought like for 10 shekel or whatever, like a few classics, some romance, some Sherlock Holmes, and one of them I said, you know, let me check out this story. It's called The Call of the Wild. No, The Call of the Wild, yes. Oh, it's so interesting. I thought it was Call of the Wind, but it's The Call of the Wild. And it's gripping, this book. It's like 100, I'm not finished it yet. I'm up to like 125. I have this much left. It's like talking about like huskies basically in the southern southwest. And every part of the story is like gripping. Like if you want to be on suspense, and like your mouth will like fall open, you know, because you're like, what's gonna happen next? Like every little thing that happens is like, in a way it's kind of stressful. If you're that kind of person that gets like stressed by and involved in the story, then it will make you like, let me see which thing I can smoke. One guy says to me, oh, do you smoke on the video on purpose? And I'm just like, I told him, you know, because he watched my videos, I told him I smoke at home in the safety of my home. Firstly, I didn't tell him, but I said firstly because, to myself. Now that I think about it, I say firstly because, firstly, I smoke and drink in the safety of my own home because I feel like smoking is selfish to do in a public area, like secondhand smoke, but also because I'm shy, so I like to just do everything I do in private, you know? So I drink and smoke in the safety of my home. I drink beer in the safety of my home, and I've had experience where I had gotten drunk and I acted a little funny, and then people took advantage of that and mistreated me. And like one girl, I remember I had like a roommate in New York, and I had gone out with the other roommate to the bar, and we drank and we got drunk. But she really took care of me. But then when we got home to the place we lived, my roommate, the other roommate, she took like a Clorox wipe, and she because I was acting a little funny, she wiped it all over my face, and she never apologized after, and she blamed it all on me because I was acting crazy, because I had apparently spilled the spaghetti on the table. So I don't get drunk in public anymore, really. I kind of do it in a safe space. It's not that I'm drunk, I'm just kind of like buzzed because I had a beer, and it relaxed me. This story is just like, it grips you. It's like, what's gonna happen next? Like, oh, and then the husky basically killed his master because his master was getting punished basically for a death which he wasn't responsible for. The master hated this dog and he mistreated the dog, the husky, and at one point they had the dog attack the master when he was sleeping, tried to kill him, but then the master attacked him back without clubs or without anything. He wrestled the dog and tried to bite his neck like the dog had done to him. But then, in the end, the master, basically, they wanted to put him to death for something he didn't do, and then at the last minute, while he was like, they put the noose around his neck, and they put him, like, the noose hanging from a tree, and he was standing on a bucket, and they said, okay, we understand you're not guilty, but think about your sins, and when we come back, we'll take you off, right? Never underestimate the intelligence of an animal, because while the man, his hands were bound behind his back, and the noose was around his neck, the dog, which hated him, eyed the master, and he went to the master, and he saw the box that the master was standing on, and he knew, like, they're intelligent, you know, so he knew that if the master chokes, then he'll die. So he went and the husky ran into the box that the master was standing on, because then it would leave him dangling, you know. The master was already standing on his legs, like on his feet, on his tippy toes, because the way he was pulled up by the noose from the tree, it made him, he was hanging, you know, but he wasn't dying. He wasn't being choked to death. But the dog ran into the box and kind of whacked it to the side. And the man, when his friends came back to take him off the noose, they discovered him dangling. And they saw the dog. And they knew the dog did it. Because the man and the dog, the master and the dog had this relationship where they hated each other. I'm not getting the feel from this cigarette. So, they killed the dog with a pistol. And according to Judaism anyway, like, if an animal kills a human, you have to kill the animal. That's besides the point. But this book is so gripping. It's like a classic. And I'm going to get to reading again because I think it's good for the mind. It's good for the soul. And what else did I want to say? I got sidetracked. Animals know to go for the jugular. They know where the vein is to kill, you know? So there's that story about that. And then, like, these dogs, the huskies, like, they're meant for the cold, like, minus 50 degrees, you know? Yeah, I'm pretty amazed at myself how fast I read, you know? Interesting. And I comprehend. Out of the white wilderness, out of the far north, Jack London, one of America's most popular authors, drew the inspiration for his robust tales of perilous and adventure and animal cunning, swiftly paced, vividly written. It's true. It's true. The 6 stories include here deal with the theme of London's work, the law of the club, and the fang, man's instinctive reversal to the primitive behavior when pitted against the brute force of nature. Nice book. I need to get more books like that. I have a whole range of other books here. But the next book I want to finish is the one I bought for 50 shekel. It's about a vampire and a witch. I'm like, okay, I have to get my money's worth because I paid for it. I have to read it. I can't just waste it, you know? But I will say it is stressful to be on constant suspense, you know? Like, oh my God. Like, my mouth is hanging open, like... and then I'm like, what happened next? And then in the other story, there's like a story about this guy that marries this woman and gets stolen by this other guy, and he's running after... The guy is running after his wife. He's looking for his wife because the other guy stole him, and crazy stories. So well written. Anyhow, yeah. I don't like that I look like shit, but let's see how my hair is faring today. Let's see how it's faring. Alright. I might have a date on Friday, maybe, with that rich guy. There's a rich guy in Tel Aviv. You know? Maybe he'll take me to the Dead Sea on Shabbat so that we can hang out in a hotel and go in the Dead Sea and whatnot, you know? Maybe not. I'll consult my cards and see what it says. But you should know, if you ever have a hard time in life or whatever, just go to reading the books. Like, one of my dreams is to own like a cob home, like a tiny, beautiful, like if you look online, there's like a tiny house movement and like a movement where people make homes from cob. And I had this discussion with my coworkers, and I told them about the cob homes, and they're like, yeah, but those homes can get destroyed really easily. And I'm like, no, it's not true, because cob homes are really made from a strong material, and anyways, the homes that are made of today get destroyed really easy too. You know, like, you have all these stories of arson, and then the stories of arson, and then, you know, it gets completely destroyed anyway. But the cob homes are durable, you know, they're made from thousands of years. They last in the rain, they last in the everything. Like, I really want to have like a tiny cob home where I can like have like a room where I have like a nice couch, like a small kind of room where there's like a fireplace, where I have a couch and like a library filled with books, and I could just sit there and read in the fireplace, and have like outside where I have like a fence, like a huge garden with where I can have farm animals, you know, like chickens and dogs and goats. I could drink goat's milk. It's my dream. One day. Good night.